Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today, and it's pre-emergent time again. I got turf type tall fescue. I've already showed you a pre-emergent application on the Bermuda at the shop. Pre-emergent, basically I use it, prodiamine, going after crabgrass control. Yeah, it controls some other weeds. You can read the label for yourself and see the weeds that it controls. What pre-emergent does not do is control every weed on the planet. Contrary to what a lot of people think, you can't make a pre-emergent application and expect every weed to be controlled, because it simply don't work that way. Things like Bermuda grass, this will not control Bermuda grass. If you got common Bermuda in your fescue, wire grass is what some folks call it, this will not control it. Can I tell you how many times I've been asked that question? Well, Pete, you guys put down pre-emergent and I still got this Bermuda coming up. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. You have to treat Bermuda totally and completely separate if you want it out of your fescue or you want to control it within your fescue. So I want to make that abundantly clear that prodiamine does not control common Bermuda or wiregrass. So typically in years past, I've showed you the 5-pound jug, and we also have the 5-ounce jug, and now I've got a new one I want to show you, which comes as a liquid. It's kind of like a pre-liquefied form of the powder that you typically buy in the jug. You know, this one you mix with water and then it becomes a liquid and you spray it on your grass. This one is liquidy already. But what I do want you to grasp out of the video today is your cost per thousand. Okay, a lot of folks get wrapped up in the cost on the jug, or what does the actual package cost me. Well, as a lawn care applicator, we never look at it that way. At least I don't. I always look at 100% of the time cost per 1,000. How much does it actually cost me to put the product on my yard? So I made me a little cheat sheet right here, so I went ahead and did all the math, so I wouldn't have to kind of do this off the top of my head. So I don't have the actual little 5-ounce jug physically here at the house, but they are on the website. And of course, here's the 5-pound jugs on the website, and then of course the bigger jug is on the website as well. Now, who's this for? Because your average 5,000 square foot yard homeowner, you have no business buying that. Just to be honest with you, you don't need that. You might could go with the medium 5-pound jug or the 5-ounce. I want to go over the numbers with you right here so you'll grasp the concept of what I'm talking about. All right, so this is applicable to fescue, Bermuda, and zoysia. If you have bluegrass or perennial rye, all these numbers I'm telling you right now, they're even less, because you use less material, you use less product on bluegrass and perennial rye. So this is applicable to fescue, Bermuda, zoysia. The 2.5 gallon, the actual price of the jug is $360. Ooh, whoa, yeah, $360. That's a lot for a 2.5 gallon jug of stuff. Whereas the 5-pound jug is $139, and then the little small one is $25. So now you know what the cost of the actual package is. Let's break it down and see what the cost per 1,000 is. And I'm basing this off the highest labeled rate that is on the label. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to actually switch up my pre-emergent program on my fescue and my bluegrass this year. I'm going to do something a little bit different that I've never done before. I usually do a split application. This year I'm going to go a full rate, one blanket application now, and then I'm going to come back again when I would typically do my second app of this for the split app, and I'm going to use dithiopyr. Never used it, ever. I know that's strange that a guy who's been growing turf for 20 years has never used dithiopyr. Some people call it dithiopyr. I don't know how you say it. I don't care how you say it. I call it dithiopyr, and I'm just going to try it, see what happens. So all these numbers I'm telling you are based off a full rate of each one. So on the big jug, your cost per thousand is $1.24. That's pretty dang good. So I have a 15,000 square foot yard. Let's do some quick math right here. 15 times $1.24. It's going to cost me $18.60 to apply a pre-emergent to my 15,000 square foot yard. If you happen to have a 5,000 square foot yard, it would cost you $6.20. This jug, this 2.5 gallon jug, covers 290,000 square feet. 290 divided by 43,000 square foot an acre, that's 6 3/4 acres. So I hope you're kind of picking up what I'm putting down now. This jug, the big jug, is for folks that have big yards, because you can buy that one jug, and if you got an acre worth of grass, you can get quite a few applications out of it, and your cost per thousand is only $1.24. So to put this into perspective, if you had a 5,000 square foot yard, out of the 2.5 gallon jug, you could get 58 applications. 58. So that's why I'm saying you don't need the big jug if you have a smaller yard. It's just, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. It's not logical. If you're a bigger lawn care company, of course, you probably already have all this figured out. If you're a smaller lawn care company and getting your supplies from us, I'm gonna absolutely recommend you go with this one, simply because your cost per thousand is the cheapest if you buy it by the 2.5 gallon jug. All right, jumping over here to the 5 pound jug, your cost per thousand is $1.45. Okay, so there's not a ton of difference between your cost per thousand on the 5 pound jug and the bigger jug. It is still a little bit of savings there. This 5 pound jug covers 96,000 square feet. If you do 96 divided by 43, that's 2 1/4 acres. And if you happen to have a 5,000 square foot yard, you could get 19 applications out of this 5 pound jug right here. The jug cost itself, again, is $139. The small jug, which I don't have, gosh, I left it at the shop. I meant to grab it and bring it, but I totally forgot. It's a little jug like this. It's this tall. It's 5 ounces of product, and it's the exact same water-soluble powder that's in here, only in a little tiny jug. The cost of that's $25, and your cost per thousand is $4.15. So you can see there's a kind of a premium you're going to pay to have that little teeny tiny jug sitting on your shelf, so that it doesn't take up a lot of shelf space. That's the only thing I can think of that would be the advantage of that, is you just have one little jug. That jug covers 6,000 square feet at the full rate, and your cost per thousand, again, is $4.15. Cost per 5,000, if you had a 5,000 square foot yard, is $20.75. So cost per thousand difference is $1.24, $1.45, and the little one's $4.15. So I just want to take a minute and break that down to you in real numbers, so that you kind of understand. If you have bigger yards, the benefit is to buy a little bit more in bulk, like this 2.5 gallon jug. And then when you go all the way down to the little small containers, I guess, like I said earlier, the only benefit that I can really think of in the small containers is if you have a 1,000 square foot yard. There's lots of people that have little small yards, and you can cover 6,000 square foot. So you get 6 applications out of a $25 jug. If you have a 3,000 square foot yard, you get 2 applications at the full rate out of a $25 jug. So, that all goes back to the user. Who's buying the stuff, how big your yard is, what your budget is, your garage space, you got, your shelf space, whatever you got. You have to figure that part out. It's my job to let you know, the details and the cost and all behind all of it, but it's your job to figure out which one of these fit you in the best way. We got all that done. Obviously, this is my cheapest per thousand cost, so that's one I'm going to put on the yard today, and we're going to go through the mixing process right here. I've got 2 brand new products that are not available yet. as of the date of this video, which is February the 18th. It's my new calcium, which is going to take the place of the Cowtide, and then it's a new nitrogen product, 2000, that's just brand new. We do have everything in stock. We do have everything. The labels have been made, approved, and actually we've got the stuff jugged and bottled up, but we are in the process of registering all of this in all the states. So that's a extremely drawn out, grueling process. So we're still working on that. As soon as all that ready, my Facebook group will be the first group to know about this, and then my email list will be the second group to know about this when it's ready for sale. And then obviously I'll do it on YouTube and make an Instagram post or something like that. So I've got my pre-emergent, I've got the calcium, the nitrogen, and I've got some O2YS adjuvant, and we're going to go through the mixing process right here. You don't have to have a turf wear to apply this, okay? I'm just really busy right now, so I need to be super efficient. We'll get into some backpack sprayer applications and things like that as soon as I kind of slow down a little bit. But if you're a homeowner, this mixing process, the application process, it's applicable if you have a Flowzone backpack sprayer. We have those on the website as well, along with some nozzle options that helps you to be super fast and efficient. But I just need to be a different level of efficiency to get all this done. So I'm going to ride today. I mean, I've got to mow my bluegrass out there and then spray it as well. So I got a lot to do today. So let's get with mixing right here, and I'll show you all about it. You definitely want to shake this bad boy up, because you will get some settling, and settling, what I mean is if it sits on a shelf, some of the stuff in here will fall out of solution. So you definitely want to shake this thing up a little bit. So whatever my rate is, that's the amount of product that's going per 1,000. And I'm going to multiply that rate times 15, because I have 15,000 square feet. I do like to stir it up a little bit while I'm actually adding it to the tank. And here's my GCI Turf Calcium, and like I said, it's not available yet, but it won't be long. We're working real hard on that. So I'm using the 8-ounce rate times 15 is 120 ounces. So I'm just going to use a gallon, close enough. So that's a half a gallon, and here's the other half. And here's my nitrogen. We'll go down at 10 per 1,000, so that's 150 ounces. And I'm actually, the typical rate on this, we're going to recommend 20 ounces per 1,000. But I'm going to go 10 now, and then 10 in another couple of weeks, just to kind of see what happens. So now I got my pre-emergent, my calcium, and my nitrogen in. I'm going to top off the tank with water, give it another stir, and we're going to check the pH and add the adjuvant. So one of the tricks to using this adjuvant is once you have your finished solution in the tank, you need to check the pH, and the pH needs to be at a 5 or slightly below. I'm coming in at about a 5.3, so I'm going to add a little touch of citric acid to help drop that down. The adjuvant comes two ways in a starter pack, which comes with citric and the pH meter and the product itself, or a refill kit, which is just the product. And I can't remember if we put the citric acid in the refill or not. I can't remember. You have to look on the website. But it doesn't take much of this. Mix that up good. And I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. If you're using a backpack sprayer, it really doesn't take much, because you just don't have as much water in the tank. So I'm going to check that again. It's actually going to take just a little bit more. So the pH adjustment is actually specific to the adjuvant. It's kind of like the key you use to crank your car. If you don't have a key, you can't turn the car on. And the pH adjustment is like the key for the adjuvant. It actually turns and activates the adjuvant to do what it's supposed to do. And you already know this, an adjuvant is going to, instead of the water droplet from your sprayer hitting and potentially bouncing off or skidding off the plant, it's going to give it some stickiness, and it's going to hit and spread out over top of the leaf blade so that it can be better absorbed, and you just get more coverage on the leaf blade. So once I get my pH down to where I want it, I'm going to add me some adjuvant here. I typically recommend a 1/2 ounce per 1,000, but a lot of the times I just run 1 ounce per 1,000 to make it easier math. Finish out the video with doing some application and some action shots. And I've got a new handgun I want to show you. You can kind of see the pattern it lays right there, which is extremely cool. We're actually going to be putting them on all of our turf wares at work for the guys to use. And as we're spraying the yard out here, I'll kind of show you how I'm going to use it. I've got two versions of that. One's a 2 gallon per minute version, which would be for folks that have skid sprayers and want to use them for that. And then the other version is a 1 gallon per minute version, which we're going to actually go ahead and outfit it to where it will fit on the turf ware. You know, the turf ware comes with its own little handheld spot sprayer, but you just unscrew that one and screw this one on. And then it's also going to be available for anybody that's got any kind of ride-on spreader, Z-Spray, Steel Green, any of them that have the option of a handheld spray gun. Those will be naked. You will have to get the fitting adapter to adapt it to it. It's probably just one fitting, probably a 1/2 inch by 1/4 MPT is all it is. But I'll leave that up to you, because I just don't know what Steel Green and Z-Spray and all those guys use for their hose, the threading on it. And I'm actually working on one for the flow zone, so that you can adapt it and take the actual gun itself off and put this gun directly onto your hose. It's a wonky fitting size, so I'm working on getting that to where it will adapt out perfectly. All those spray guns will be in the description below as well if you want to check them out. Let's start spraying the grass right here, and as always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch. I'll check you later. Now I'm going to take this hand boom and come down along the edge of the road here, because this is where all my trouble is going to be at later in the year. So I really want to hit this good. Look at that work. Holy cow, that thing is off the hook. Yeah, I'm going to have to do the dedicated video with this thing all by itself. This thing is absolutely amazing. Now, right here at a spot to where my boom sprayer is a little bit too wide, so I'm just going to hop off the sprayer right here and coat this area. This is really nice.